Hello, I'm drinking Sierra Nevada's Hop Tropical IPA. Their new, I guess, winter seasonal IPA. They were doing all these different Little Thing series IPAs. Cosmic Little Thing and Cold Little Thing. Dank Little Thing. um, and some of those were good. Some were not very interesting. So this isn't going with that series at all. It's sort of a classic Sierra Nevada IPA, but they use only Southern Hemisphere hops, only New Zealand hops, I believe. Ooh, poured that pretty, almost too hard. It's 6.5%. I think it's like 56 IBUs, so it's up there. This is canned a little bit over a month ago. I believe this is the first ever batch from December 3rd. And it uses Motueka and Riwaka hops, which I don't know if I've ever had a Sierra Nevada beer with those. Maybe in a blend or something. So that's the thing. I guess the tropical is New Zealand. Is New Zealand all tropical? I feel like it's not all tropical. Maybe a lot of it is. Not in Lord of the Rings though. So, and a lot of times New Zealand hops I don't think of as super tropical. And this just smells like a Sierra Nevada yeast. That's a little bit apricot-y, but the esters aren't super strong. A lot of people say that the Sierra Nevada yeast or Chico yeast is a clean American ale yeast, but it's not completely clean. Like, it's definitely got more stuff going on than a lot of other ale yeasts, or a Kolsch yeast or a lager yeast. And at first it's peachy, mangoey. It's a little different from what I usually get from these two hops, but usually when I'm having these hops, I guess they're like often in more of a hazy IPA or a Saison or something like this, not sort of a classic IPA. And this one, is only a teeny haze, quite clear, and it's only 2-row pale malt, so they're really letting the hops shine here. It smells good. It smells like a Sierra Nevada beer, but with an extra layer of fruitiness, maybe a little bit of like a white grape juice thing. When I smell from the can, I get this classic fresh cut pepper, this peppery note that's not just black pepper, but also like fruity chilies in a way. It's not spicy like chilies, or none of that in here. But a little of that fruity, spicy pepper notes that I really like. Yeah, maybe it is kind of pineapple-y. It's very different from a lot of other breweries that make New Zealand IPAs. Like Treehouse has a whole newish series of really pale, super hazy IPAs, even paler, more hazy than their usual ones, the Full Fern series. And those ones smell very different from this. It's more of a white grapey, more sort of on the dank side. This is more of a sweeter, fruitier expression, I guess. And that head is nice and rocky. Oh yeah, the flavor is much more unique. Yeah, it's bitter, it's spicy, white grapey, kind of Sauvignon Blanc-y, grapefruity, a lot more citrus and bitterness in the taste. A lot of times Motueka kind of has a lemon lime thing to me. This has that, but it's because of how bitter it is, it's getting almost more towards grapefruit. Oh yeah, just 2 sips and it's quite bitter. It's got some good body. There's some sweetness in there though, for sure. Yeah, really well made beer. Really nice head and everything. And it seems like it's very different from their Tropical Torpedo that I think they retired that beer, which is like a really kind of a boring beer and we're not liking it much. But it's going for the new wave tropical stuff using lots of Citra Mosaic. This is definitely much more interesting than that. And it's a lot of these tropical beers are low in bitterness, but this one is not. This is even more bitterness than some other Sierra Nevada IPAs. Maybe not Torpedo. Yeah, so it starts off pretty tropical, and then it turns more grapefruit, bitter, spicy. This has nothing to do with other IPAs I've had. They were called New Zealand IPAs, besides the fact they use New Zealand hops, and there's some characters between those, but this is brewed in a very West Coast, clear, clean, bitter manner that I think breweries in Pacific Northwest have been doing probably beers like this with New Zealand hops for a long time. Making, like, really lowering the malt body and character. Excuse me. And it's good. I feel like it's just a little too bitter. Mm. These New Zealand hops have a little bit more, have more polyphenols, so that's like adding to a dryness because there's like kind of traditional West Coast bitterness, but then it's drying out my tongue. It's there's no like exactly chalky throat burn stuff, but it does have this drawing to my tongue and the roof of my mouth that's sort of like tannic a little bit, kind of like overbrewed tea or something. But a lot of people might like that. But this is kind of almost like an everything beer. It's bitter, it's Sierra Nevada, it's pretty tropical, but then it has these unique New Zealand hop aspects to it. But I kind of lose some of those stone fruity mango peach things a little bit after drinking it for a while. I think Sierra Nevada listed passion fruit as a tasting note. I don't really know about that. Maybe in the smell a little bit. But it's not overwhelmingly tropical. It's sort of like if you mix some tropical fruit juices with grapefruit juice. But it's doing really good. A little over a month. Pretty well made. A little more interesting than their Little Thing series, which is all trying to be like new yeasts and lower bitterness and trying to be more like hip breweries. And this one's more just Sierra Nevada IPA, but then we'll just put in some really interesting hops. And I guess it works, but wow, I haven't had a beer this bitter in a while. So like maybe a 4.1. 4.1.